Well, I'm on the farm today. It's just a gorgeous day. It's cool and sunny. It's still very dry, and the creek shows it. Got plenty of water, but it's definitely lower than what it would be this time typically in a year. The breezes are intermittent. It'll be calm one minute and right breezy the next. Got the one half of the Alice Chandler's running gear, and the welds on that side of the spindle weren't so great. We kind of dressed those up as best we could. There's a broken spindle on this side over here. We had to bust that thing out of there and weld a new one in place. Probably have a video on that. Not real sure. Got the hammer out here, and I got some numbers. We need to put some new address numbers, house numbers at the road. We have to put a house number up because it's not enough to tell people we got a white 2-story farmhouse with a green roof sitting between 2 hay fields. Sometimes they just drive right on by. And when they do, and they got a great big trailer, if they're going in that direction or that direction, you have to go a ways before you can find a place to turn around, usually a couple of miles. So somehow, letters like this will make a difference. So I need to open this gate. This will take 2 hands. Thought I had it all ready to go, but combination lock. That way, if we forget our keys, we can still get in, assuming we can remember the combination. Need to move this limb out of the road here. I fertilized this road back in early spring and try to control the erosion, and I overseeded Timothy. So hopefully there's a little bit of Timothy growing that's brand new, and pretty much all you see up through here is Timothy. And I throw it up on the banks and over the side in hopes it'll go to seed and keep replenishing. So I said all that so I could say this. I want to do a hay update for May 2021, and today is May the 1st. Kind of tell you where we stand coming up on cutting hay, first cut for 2021. Don't want to forget the hammer. While the grass is coming in pretty good, as I said in my dry video, it's not growing as quickly and as tall at this time of year as I'd like to see. And we're not in a drought, but it is dry, and the rain that we do get, the occasional shower, or we're actually seeing a thunderstorm here and there. It's really not panning out to be a lot of moisture. What we need is a few days on and off of just soaking rain and lots of sunshine. So as our hay continues to grow, our herbicides have done a nice job. This is one place where there's a few of these buttercups, but when I look across the field, I really don't see much in the way of I just don't see weeds. We do have some sweet vernal grass coming in as our Timothy field ages. We've got orchard grass and fescue moving in. You know, we think we're going to kill this field off at some point, but we've had some of our bigger, more influential hay customers that have horses and have metabolic issues with their horses that tell me that they could care less about the straight Timothy or straight orchard grass or straight fescue. Nice, clean, mixed grass to them is perfectly acceptable. It's the forage test results that matter, along with the quality of the hay. You know, is it weed free? Is it you know, been rained on? Is it brown? You know, they want nice hay, and if it's mixed, you know, if it's a mixture of orchard and fescue and Timothy, they're okay with that too. But we do like to grow Timothy on this farm. Can't walk out here and not break these off. So I had to pull my John Deere out of the barn so I could get in here. And while our hay sales are pretty much dead, you know, the grass is green and things are growing. People don't really need hay right now. We did have one customer today that that got a hold of us, or we got a hold of them, and somehow or another we communicated, and they came and got 25 bales. They were from out of West Virginia, and came over, and you can kind of see where the sun has bleached the edge of those bales over into the green. So you know, not a lot of square bales going out on this load, but we'll take a 25 bale customer all day long on this farm. So we also cleared out this little spot so we could set the Alice Chandler's, this end of the Alice Chandler's running gear in here. I need to paint that spindle and where we've worked on the welds, so thought I'd keep it out of the rain. As for the John Deere, parked the John Deere in here with the Massey Ferguson on this side, and part of the reason I'm doing that is because I'll be changing oil in both of these tractors, and on this tractor I'm changing the hydraulic oil and filter, and I'm also changing the coolant on this one. I may change the coolant on the big Massey, I haven't decided, but we got a lot of oil and grease maintenance to do before we get into the hay. Even if we cut hay today, it will still be a substantial amount of hay to get up, but would like the grass to be a little bit taller. So this little field right here, I didn't fertilize it, and we may or may not make hay on it. Last year we didn't. It's got some little autumn olive sprigs on it, and but at the moment it's being traveled somewhat heavily. You can see a bulldozer up there, and it's hard to see from here. There'll be another video on it, and I'll show you from when we go up on top to check on our high ground hayfield. But there's a road that we've had put in that goes around, and on the back side of those trees right there, there's a field, and that road, it's always been there, but we've had it widened and leveled out, and the goal is to be able to get the Massey Ferguson and the bigger hay equipment up there so we can make hay. Probably not this year, but maybe next year, and I'll show you from a distance. There'll be another video altogether on that, so we'll keep going. We're purposely driving to the left of this road right here. It's kind of hard to see and talk, but this is where I overseeded Timothy. And fertilized that road really heavy, and the grass is coming in, which is what we want. So this is our high ground hay field, and you know, really dry up here. This drains so, you know, when everything else is wet, this is perfect. And so when everything else is dry, this is really dry. And so the growth up here is not very good. It's much actually worse than what I had expected to see. South over that way and sets to the west. And so the sun facing side of this field really takes a beating. Once we kind of cross over, it's looking a little better, but it's still pretty puny right in here. And the Timothy has a hard time surviving on this ground, I think. So probably looking at overseeding this field maybe this fall. Ended up in the truck bed, and I don't know if you can see right over the top of those autumn olives as it goes down. You can see a fresh cut dirt road kind of making its way around, and then it kind of ends right out there as the grass, the field kind of makes more of a flat spot right in there. But right across the top of that hill over there, down to those trees, is a pretty decent little hay field, and we can make hay on up into there on it. And the impediment to making hay up there was the condition of the road and how narrow it was. It's okay to bring a pickup truck through there, you know, or a smaller tractor, but you know, getting bigger equipment, the big Massey, the baler, you know, loaded kicker wagons in and out of there, didn't feel like it was a very good road for that. The alternative would be to go all the way up to the woods, make a left turn, and come down. And it gets pretty steep coming down through there. So this road that we put in, or widened and kind of reconditioned, is essential for making hay across the top of that ridge. I'm standing on some steel angle here in the bed of the truck. The angle I picked up, it's actually 2.5 by 2.5 by 3/16 thick, and it's almost 30 inches long. And the plan with these are to cut them in half, and we'll put some holes in them, attach them to the runners going long ways on our newer hay wagons we're building, and then on our cross ties we'll bolt them to those, and that way that's what's going to hold that down. And so I actually picked these pieces of steel up for free, and they were going to go in the scrap yard, and I was told if I wanted them I could have them, and so I got them. Kind of see the road where it comes in down through there. I mentioned there'll probably be another whole video on that road and the field on the other side of it, on top of that hill. Little field right here where my barn's at, that which is cleared. I've hit it with some herbicide, and I'm going to hit it with Roundup, and we're going to plant some teff grass in here. This pile of brush and those two little piles down there have got to go, and I'm going to set them on fire. I'm going to burn them down, and then I'm going to pick up what's left and get it off this field. With regard to burning these piles of brush, there's no water supply over here at the barn, and so I don't want to burn brush if I don't have a way to put it out, put the fire out. And so I bought one of these IBC tanks. This one holds 275 gallon, and I just got to get a fitting to put on here so I can adapt a hose. I thought I had it, and I ordered this thing from Amazon, and They offered one with 2 fittings on it. I thought, well, that might be handy for something. But this does not thread onto the end of this tote, so I have to try something else. So that's kind of the hay update here for May 2021. You know, time's rushing by, and I think the hay is going to get mature before it gets as tall as it could be and as thick as it could be due to our dry weather. But nonetheless, with what time we have, we need to work and full out to try to get everything ready to go, and just kind of get ourselves in a spot where we can turn the tractor on, implements hooked up, start cutting hay and baling it. So May the 1st, you know, Memorial Day is not too far away. We might be able to cut that weekend. It may drag on into June, first week or two of June, but we're getting locked and loaded, and we'll be back with some more videos, and maybe the next hay update will have hay on the ground, but I've got some other videos I need to pump out in between now, and when we cut hay, they'll be a little more frequent because with the break in the weather and you know, the longer daylight at the end of the day, it just makes it it's favorable for working here. And of course, we carry a camera most of the time when we're working, so I'll be pumping out videos letting you know what's going on this farm, and we'll talk to you later.